Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my videos with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick video on Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck, and Jennifer Lopez. I guess Ben Affleck likes his Jennifers. Well, anyway, we all know that Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck have since split, divorced. They have 3 children together. He got back with an ex, Jennifer Lopez, JLo, and she has 2 children. So now that makes 5, and we have a blended family. So Jennifer Garner, and God bless her, reached out to Jennifer Lopez because Jennifer understands. Jennifer G. It's a lot of Jennifers here. So Jennifer G, I'm going to say, she understands that, you know what, when you're adults and you're doing this thing called adulting, it matters what you do and how you do it. So she's like, look, in my mind, she said, we broke up. Me and Ben broke up. He has a new love in his life. It is beneficial to me to just be friends with her for the love of our children. And that's what she did. So it's to say that Jennifer G reached out to JLo and, just had a conversation with her and said, look, let's have some common ground. Let's, make this thing easier on the children and let's talk. Let's be friends. And that's what they all did. So it is noted that over the holidays, the Christmas holidays, that all of them spent time together as a family unit. So it was the 5 children. It was Ben Affleck. It was Jennifer Lopez. And it was Jennifer G. And I say that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying that every single couple that breaks up needs to be coochie crunchy with their ex and their ex new mate. But I am saying that you should find some way where y'all can at least speak and be civil to each other and have conversations, in all for the love of the children. There's so many couples that is so unfortunate when they break up, they cannot find this common ground. They cannot find a way to at least get along, for the children. And it does impact the kids. It has, for some kids, it has a really huge impact on them because they feel like they got to choose mommy or daddy, or they feel like they can't talk about mommy in front of daddy and they can't talk about daddy in front of mommy. And that is just such a major responsibility for a child that they shouldn't have to deal with. So if the adults come together and just make an agreement, like, listen, we didn't get along, our relationship is over, it is what it is. But whatever we do, let's make sure that we do it in a way that it doesn't hurt our children to the best of our ability. Now, they're saying that Jennifer G and JLo are opposites. Jennifer likes to be home, baking her cookies, going to her book club, and just being out of the limelight of Hollywood, where JLo is the total opposite. She's in the limelight. She likes her paparazzi. She likes her taking her pictures, and she's Hollywood. And there's nothing wrong with either side of it, but they're 2 opposites, and that's why people are also saying that they will never be best friends. You're probably not going to see Jennifer Garner pop up in a JLo video, and that's okay. But the fact that they are willing for the greater good, that's what I'm going to say. They are willing for the greater good to say, hey, let's just be friends. Let's call this a truce, so that also the media is not pitting them against each other and saying different things, because that also can impact the children. Now, the source also stated that, and I believe all this information I got from page 6. The source also stated that the children get along, which is really sweet. And I think especially because I don't think so much with Jennifer Garner's children, but surely with JLo's children, they just came out of a different blended family. And I'm sure that is hard for them, because when she was with, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, he had children. So her children got close to his children, and they just finished dealing with that blended family. And then when they split, it's like, okay, as a child, I would be thinking, well, I fell in love with them. They were like my brothers and sisters, or my sisters, because I think he has two girls. They were like my sisters, and I'm talking about A-Rod. They were like my sisters. Can I continue to talk to them? Can I continue to hang out with them? It's so hard for children to navigate these different relationships. So they had to deal with that piece of their life, JLo's children. And now they're dealing with, okay, now I got a whole nother set of, brothers and sisters that I'm got to get along with and kind of, blend with. So it's a lot for a child to go through. And I think as adults, and when we start to get involved with different relationships, could never tell anybody what to do or what not to do. But I think when you become a parent, your first priority needs to switch, and it needs to become your children. And I'm not saying neglect yourself, but I am saying that they need to be a top priority. You have 18 years to raise this child to become an adult. And at any given point, if you and the one that created the children are no longer together, I think that you have to be careful who you introduce in their life thereafter. So I'm not telling you you shouldn't date. I'm not telling you you should never get remarried again. But I am saying that before you introduce your children to the next mate in your life, you should be sure. You should have been dating this person for a while. You should make sure that this person is okay with a pre-made family, and that when y'all get together, that person is going to treat your children as if they were their own. It matters. And in addition to that, you need to make sure that your children like your mate. Some people say it doesn't matter. If I like them, then my children are going to have to get used to them. And I think a little bit differently. I want to like the person. I want my children to like the person. And I want the person to like us all as a package deal. And if they don't, then perhaps, in my opinion, that would not be the person for me. Everybody thinks differently. And I also feel this way too. I got 18 years to raise my child. If I have to be single until they are grown and out of my house, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I will do that before I bring someone into my life who really doesn't like my child like that, and who is not going to treat my child as if my child is their own also. And I would do the same vice versa. Like, I'm not going to get with you and not like your children or mistreat your children. And I would also want to be introduced to their mother or their mothers, if that is the situation. And again, I would be like Jennifer G. We don't have to be besties, but I think we should have some type of level of friendship or common ground or respect where we can speak to each other. Because when your children are at my house, I want you to be able to call. I want to be able to call you. I want to say, is it okay if, I take your children to get ice cream? Because maybe in your house, you don't deal with sugar. Like you don't let your children have these treats as much as maybe I let my kids have that many treats. And if I go to the store and buy my kid a pair of sneakers, I'm buying your kid a pair of sneakers too, because, now your kid is kind of my kid. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And and I want to ask you too, this other piece of it, I want to ask you too, what are you comfortable with your child calling me? They could call me by my first name, whatever, but let's have an adult conversation about it. So many people have trouble, in my opinion, adulting. And I think when you are adult and you're mature enough, you're able to say, listen, it didn't work out with me and him. I hope it works out with her and him. And my only hope is when my kid is with them, that they treat my kid like it is their kid. Like, treat my kid well. If you treat my kid well and my kid comes back to my home after leaving your home and my kid is happy, then I'm happy and all is well and I'm good. So I would say this, I'm going to end this video with this. God bless Jennifer G and JLo and Ben Affleck for being able to work this thing out for the kids. I say anything for the love of the kids. So chat with me in the comments. Let me know, like, are you happy that they are adulting and doing this thing the right way? Because so many others do not. Also, how do you feel about dating when you and your mate broke up, you have children, and now you're about to date someone else? Is it okay if maybe this person doesn't really like children? How are you going to deal with if they have children? Will you call and speak to the mother of their children, and so that y'all could come to some common ground about when all the kids are perhaps at your house? How do you handle vacations? It's so many things that go into when you're doing a blended family. But to do it well to begin with, I'll just say this. You have to at least have some level of respect and conversation with the other person, like the ex-mates. Y'all have to get along. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Don't forget to chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.